Hi friends, Naji here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we'll be discussing on n8n, which is a workflow automation tool. Actually, I'm planning to create a series of videos in which we can discuss different use cases. So in this video, this is an introductory video about n8n, and we'll be discussing on what is n8n and its different use cases, and also we'll be creating a small workflow using n8n, in which I'll be discussing what is trigger and what is node, and also the use case includes creating a web form, and we'll be submitting the data to a database, and we'll see how can we automate it using the n8n. Okay. So what is n8n? So the name is actually little strange and interesting, right? So n8n, we can say it is a node machine. So that is a full name of n8n. So why this n8n? Because here we can see there are two n, right? One is at the start and one is at the end. So if you look on the characters between these two n's, that the count will be 8. So just count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So that is why we are getting this particular name, right? n8n. Okay. Now it's a open source tool, and it helps us to connect different API services, databases with low code, no code approach. So we don't need to write any code, just do some kind of a drag and drop and just connect it, then we are done, right? So I will show you how easily we can connect to a database and how can we save it very easily. Okay. And it support 400 plus integrations including Slack, Google Sheet and AWS, and it provides self-hosted, and also it provide a cloud-based deployment also. So in self-hosted, we can say we can do like two type of deployment. One is node-based deployment, other is Docker-based deployment. So in this video, we'll be looking into we'll be using Docker-based deployment. And there will be different use cases like data synchronization, notification, ETL, and AI workflow. Okay, so I'm not spending much time on these slides. Okay, maybe by this slide we'll be implementing the some use cases. Okay, and n8n is actually node-based workflows. So we can say there will be two type of nodes are there. One is a trigger node and other is the action node. Okay, so the trigger node is something that starts the workflow, like webhooks, schedules and events. For example, I can have a trigger node, something like a scheduled trigger node. I can say just run it on 11 p.m. every night. Okay, just do some actions, like I can say that just go and back up some database, right? So in that case, the schedule job, that is a trigger. The action is something like we can say save or backup the database into some S3 bucket, right? So I can execute some schedules, some workflows like that. So the actions includes different actions like API calls, DB queries and file operations like that, and it also provides some visual editors. Just drag and drop, we will easily able to build the workflows. Okay, so that is basic about n8n. Now we can see how can we install that. So in the local file, we can install in two ways. One is with respect to node and other is the Docker based. So as I said earlier, we'll be using the Docker based deployment. Okay. For that, let me just copy this command. So I will attach this with my video, so you guys can directly copy this. Okay. So here I can see, let me paste it here. Okay, not this one. Okay, let me minimize this, and I can copy this and paste it into my console. Okay, just execute this. Okay, I'm creating a volume mount, then I can copy this particular command and I can run it. Okay, you don't need to remember this command, you will get this attached with my video, and also I will attach like n8n tutorials that you guys can easily refer that also. Okay, now here you can see it is up and running. So in my case it is already downloaded, so it is very easy. So in your case it may take some time. Okay, now let me copy this link. Just copy this link. and let me open it here. Okay, so first time when we open this, it will ask for some account setup. So here I can give my email, I can give my first name, last name, and I can pass. Okay, I can set my password also. Okay, and after that it will ask for something, so I'm just skipping that. Just skip all those details. Okay, now here we can see start from scratch. Okay, so just click on it. So you will be getting a new workflow sheet. Here we will able to connect this with different nodes. So for that, let me click on here. Here we can see different type of nodes. So one is the trigger manually node. Okay, the other is app on event. And here we can see a webhook call trigger is there. Here we can see another is on form submission. So what I will do first, we will select on form submission trigger. Okay, so here we can see there will be a test URL is there. So I'm keeping the authentication as null. Okay. So here I'm going to build a form, and this is the title for that particular form. Okay, so let me give a title, something like book your room. So I can give some description like, okay, this is the form to book your room. Okay, now let's add some element to this particular form and just click on add form element. So what I'm going to do, I can give like a field name. You can say like, what is your name? So I can make it as a text, and placeholder I can say please enter your name. Okay, so we are just building the form here. Let's make it required. Okay, now let's add one more thing. Let's add what type of room you need. Can say. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a drop down. I can see different options. I can say you are need a single room, and I can give another like double room, and I can give another like suite, or I can say family room. Okay, now let's make it required. Okay, I'm only keeping these two fields here. Now let me execute this. Just execute this, you will be getting a form, right? So you can see the placeholder, please enter your form, please enter your name, and the question is what is your name, and all those things that we can see. Now let me enter this. I can see my name is Naji and I need a double room. Just submit it. It is successfully submitted. Okay, the result we can see it here. Okay, so what is done is here, this is Naji is here, and the type of room and the submitted at, and it is the form mode. This is a test mode. Okay, so we didn't deploy it yet, that's why it's giving test mode. Now let me close this. Okay, the form is successfully submitted. Okay, now what we are going to do, now we are going to connect or save these details into a Postgres database. Okay, so I can show you one database here. Okay, so this is a database. This is actually a AWS RDS database, which is a Postgres database. I have already created that. Let me try to connect it. Okay, so here so this you can see some test data. Okay, let me try to clear this test data for the time being. Let me see, I have an option to delete this. Okay, let me refresh it. Yes. Okay, somehow, okay, it is gone now. Okay, So here we can see there are two columns are there. One is the name column and other is the room column. So what we are going to do, we are going to connect this table with our n8n workflow. So let me go back to n8n workflow. Okay, and I'm going to click on this particular node panel. I'm going to here I can see I can select the all, or here I can select Postgres database. Let's click on it. What I am going to do, here we can see different actions here. So what I am going to do, I am going to insert rows in a table. So let's click on it. Okay, so once we selected, we have to give our credentials. For that, first we need to give our host, our username and password. Okay, for that let me go back to my database. Okay, let me just edit the connection, and this is my database host. So now let me paste it here, and its database username, and let me give the password. Okay, so this is my password. Now let me scroll down, maximum number of connections, and just ignore SSL issue, and port is 5432. I don't have any SSH channel. Okay, so we have given all necessary information. Now let me save this. So saving is in progress and the connection is executed successfully. Okay, good. Now let me close this. Thanks. So once that is closed, I can check the tables. Since there is only one table exists, the table is listing here. So I'll just select this. So after selecting the table, here we can see two fields. One is name and other one is the room. Now we need to link with our form fields with this table fields. For example, in this name field, I need the answer from what is your name. So let me drag and drop it here. Okay. Now in the rooms, what I need, I can just drag and drop it from my second question, that is what type of room you need, right? So I have connected between these forms and the table, the form fields and the table. Once that is done, I can just trigger execute step. Just test and see if it is working fine. So it is saving successfully, that is name and the double. So this is the value that we have given first time when we ran the form event or the form trigger. Okay, now just go and check our database, see it is saved into our database. So it is empty now. Let me do a refresh. Here we can see it is saved successfully, Naji and the double. Okay, fine. Now let's go back, close this workflow. So here we can see our workflow is executed successfully or connected it successfully. Now try it or test it with execute workflow. Just test it. Here I can say Aboo and what type of room you need. I'm just going to type family. Now let me submit this one. Here we can see it is executing and successfully submitted. Okay, again let's go back and confirm it once again. It's the refresh it. Okay, it is coming as we expected. Fine. Now few more things that I can show you. One is the executions. So when we click on this executions, it will give the history of execution that we have done. So earlier we have a form submission, then we have a form submission and the database workflow. Then we have again the same thing. We will able to see it here. Okay. Now if I want to change my workflow, I can change it like fast workflow. You can say, okay. Here I will have an option to download it. If I need it, I can download it. And one more thing that we need to do, okay, let me click on this. If I want to trigger it from browser, what I can do, first I want to make this as a active. Just make it active first. Let's fill all those fields. Maybe I can say estimated time can be 2. Let's save it. So first I need to make this workflow as active, then click on here and we will get our production URL. Just copy this, just execute in your browser. Okay, so which means we will able to trigger it from anywhere. We can also programmatically trigger this. Just execute it. So here we can see the book your room. This is for the book your room, all those things that we can see. Now let me enter here. I can say this is my test name and I can say single room is needed. Let me submit this. The submission is successfully completed. Right, now we can go back and check our database. So there must be a third one. You can see, yep, see this one, it is successfully saved. You can see test name and the single. Okay, so this is working fine. Now let me close this. Here there is one more option I can show you. One is like we will have an option to download this. Just download this. We will able to see it in our download folder. So let me copy this. To make it easy, I can maybe save it to n8n folder. So let me paste it here. Okay, so I have saved this one successfully, and what I can do, I can also load this saved workflow into another new workflow. Okay, for that what I can do, just click on the overview, just click on create workflow, and let's click on this menu, click on import from file. Okay, so here I can see, check this, I can see the first workflow. Let me open it. Here we can see the workflow is loaded successfully. Okay, this is the same workflow that we have done earlier. Okay, I'm just imported into this new workflow. So in this way we will easily able to import different workflows. Okay, so I believe that is all about in this video. In our coming videos we can discuss more about n8n, and if you have any questions, please put in the comment box. I will try to answer that, and please like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.